weather permitting, and as of now, it appears that weather will at last permit. How many have returned? Well, it has to be a guess. There's no official attendance figures here, but perhaps 250,000 should be a pretty good estimate. There are individual seats for more than that number, and as you can see, most of them seem to be occupied. And then there's the infield. It's been suitable only for mud wrestling most of the week, but the cleanup crews have done heroic work, and the area is passable today. Infield people are a hardy crowd anyway, and it takes more than a little mud to scare them off. Some of them actually like mud, as we saw last week. But mud or no mud, this is still the world's most famous automobile race, and the pre-race excitement today is no less than it was last Sunday. They've already seen marching bands and pretty girls this morning, and yet to come is back home again in Indiana, and the age-old cry, "Gentlemen, start your engines." But it's a story that began 3 weeks ago today with the battle for the pole on the first day of qualifying. The endless quest of Mario Andretti at age 46 got things rolling on the first qualifying day. The Italian-born former World Grand Prix champion, winner at Indy just once 17 years ago, set the pace and briefly sat on the pole with this run. Then came Danny Sullivan, the handsome, rakish defending champion. The Flying Bachelor posted a speed of 215.382 miles per hour, an all-time speed record for Indy, and people wondered again, how fast can they go? As they've wondered since Ray Haroon won the first 500 at about 70 miles an hour. But Danny couldn't relax. Yet to come was his teammate, Rick Mayers.
I think he's still going to be the man to do it for 4 laps, and if I got to get beat by somebody, I couldn't have a better guy to do it, but I'd like to stay on the pole.
Sure enough, Mears snatched the pole position from Sullivan with yet another record, 216.828 miles per hour. Mears already has 2 wins here, in 1979 and 1984, but now he's on the comeback trail after an accident a year and a half ago that almost ended his career and has left him still with pain, considerable pain in his feet and legs. Rick Mears on the pole. But right now, live, Rick Mears still back in the garage area, standing with his rival and teammate, the defending champion, Danny Sullivan. Mears going after his 3rd Indy win. Rounding out the first row will be a young Charger, son of a former champion, Michael Andretti. There are 2 fathers and sons in this race today, the Al Unsers and Mario and Michael Andretti. This was Michael on the first qualifying day as he bumped his dad from the front row and took his position alongside Mears and Sullivan. It was a symbol of the changing of the guard at the Speedway. One way or another, the spotlight always finds H.A. Foyt at Indy. He was about to go out when inspection showed his car's measurements were 25 1/1000th of an inch in excess of the regulation, so he had to qualify the next day. His speed was 5th fastest, but as a second-day qualifier, he'll start well back in the field. This month has not been without incident at Indianapolis. Early in the month, this was Herm Johnson hitting the wall in the first turn during practice. His injuries were serious to his feet and to his back. He's still in the hospital, in a brace, but will recover and hopes to drive again. By the way, it's the 2nd year in a row that Herm has crashed at Indy. The bad luck that his dog Mario Andretti here, since his only win in 1969, continued in the wake after he qualified for the 2nd row. This crash caused Mario only minor physical injuries, but his spirit was crushed again along with his car. It was sent back to England, but repairs couldn't be completed, so he'll start near the back of the field in a backup car. During final carburetion tests, Dennis Firestone came spinning wildly out of the 4th turn, taking Roberto Moreno with him. Both cars slid down the pits out of control, damaging the cars of George Snyder and Jose Lagarza. Again, tragedy was avoided, no serious injuries, but the incident caused some changes at the back of the starting grid. The next day, Dennis Firestone's battered car was withdrawn. That opened up a slot for 52-year-old Dick Simon, the oldest man ever to start in this race. So the stage is set for a race that has made a new kind of Indy history even before the green flag falls. And they've been racing here since 1911. ABC Sports presents from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in Indianapolis, Indiana, the 1986 running of the Indianapolis 500.